All right, everybody, what's going on? The Iceman here on the Iceman V 2013 YouTube channel. In the description box below will be the Frozen Choice Award categories. If you are to vote, just take the corresponding number of the category, put the dash, and put your choice. Comment below on the video, and once I've recorded your comment, the comment will be deleted for your sake as well as mine. A couple things to talk about. This is a wrestling video, but I do want to mention something, and I'm going to talk about this later on in the week. I'm going to talk about the NBA playoffs, which are, getting closer and closer and closer, where the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat are like a half game out of the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. Boston has been playing very, very, very well. And obviously, we see what the Heat has done without the likes of LeBron James. So it should be interesting. And then we have the NCAA tournament going on this week. And this video will probably come up on Wednesday. I'm still a little disgusted with the top 4 seeds. Obviously, Kentucky undefeated was the overall #1 seed. I agreed with that. Villanova as the #2 overall seed. I did agree with that. Duke being #3 as the #1 seed. I didn't agree with. They got blown out by Notre Dame a few days back, and their RPI ratings weren't all that high. And I just thought it was wrong for Duke to get that 3rd spot in the #1 seed, whereas Wisconsin battled Michigan State and put on a clinic in overtime, defeated them to gain the 4th #1 seed spot. I think Arizona was left out. And there's a couple other teams that could have been really, acknowledged for the fact, even Gonzaga as well. Obviously, they go on base of schedule and whatnot, but we'll talk about this at another time. WWE Raw tonight, March 16th. Rumors have it, Mark Henry's going to have something to do with Roman Reigns, which to me, I don't understand what this is all about. But then again, Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to appear. And big deal, he showed up last week because he did absolutely nothing for anything for WrestleMania. And this, to be quite honest with you, you got to think about this. With Lesnar doing absolutely nothing and Paul Heyman, spewing off his dialogue within his segment, I mean, what does this tell you? I honestly think Brock Lesnar's gone after Mania. I don't think Brock Lesnar wants to help promote Mania. And again, the WWE needs to look back and say to themselves, will we ever do this again? Because I said it right from the start. After Lesnar beat Undertaker and destroyed John Cena, I knew we weren't going to see much of him. And I thought it was a bad move by the WWE. And if the WWE does not acknowledge the fact that it was a bad move, then they are writing their own death sentence. Nobody else is, because these are poor decisions within WWE management. I heard reports that Sting may appear on Raw tonight. Whether he does or not remains to be seen. And the bottom line is Sting versus Triple H is being promoted, like 100 times more than Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And to me, this is sort of sad. Yeah, Sting's first time in the WWE, I understand that. They're looking for a storyline, but the WWE World Heavyweight title is the biggest thing going in the WWE. We no longer have the 2 separate belts with the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title, so we have that one major title. And I think this is sort of sad. And I sort of feel bad for Roman Reigns because he's done everything he's supposed to do, as was told to do and was scripted to do here in the WWE. And I think he's going to be taking a big back seat to Sting and Triple H, and as well as The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. Speaking of Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker, we all know The Undertaker's career is just coming to an end very soon. I think the WWE is trying to make another Undertaker out of Bray Wyatt. It's never going to work. I don't see it happening. Maybe fans want to see it happen. I just personally, you know, don't keep renewing old ideas within the WWE or the old WWF because it's time for a change. It's time for new ideas to come in. And that's why I've always said I think the WWE writers and bookers need to go. I think they need to bring somebody from the outside in, even possibly people that have no wrestling experience. I mean, bring a writer in from a daytime soap opera. They probably could do better. Um, but anyway, it is what it is. I'll always watch like I always do. Um, but the build up for the WWE World Heavyweight title has been the worst I've ever seen in years. And I do feel bad for Roman Reigns. So if I were to book the Reigns Lesnar match, Roman Reigns is probably going to get a heat no matter whether he wins or loses. People with Lesnar, if anybody has half a brain, knows Lesnar ain't going to be around unless the WWE has kept something very, very quiet and secretive that Lesnar does remain with the WWE and somehow retains the title. But if Lesnar retains that title against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 31, then Seth Rollins needs to cash in and win because people that have been watching Lesnar since last year's WrestleMania, you may be big Brock Lesnar fans, but even you Brock Lesnar fans are saying to yourself, what the hell? The guy's never on. So something needs to be done there. So that should be pretty interesting. Will Seth Rollins react to what Randy Orton did tonight on Raw? He should. This should solidify the WrestleMania 31 match between Rollins and Orton, which probably will be a very, very good match. The problem with all this is, we've seen them wrestle so many times in the past before. So that's the issue there. What will be going on with John Cena and Rusev? Will Lana appear tonight? Is another storyline we'll have to wait and see about. And, as far as the ladder match goes, I do see opponents that are involved in the ladder match probably wrestling each other tonight. So enough of the WWE. I want to move on quickly to a report I was reading about Ring of Honor possibly signing with Spike TV. Now, I was reading reports that Spike TV is coming up with a Friday night show. It's called All Sports Out or something like that, and they want it to be all sports. But they were also saying that they want real sports on this Friday night. So if in fact that Spike does come up with an agreement with Ring of Honor probably would not air on Friday night, which is a good thing because um, I, I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about Ring of Honor and Spike TV, just for the fact that The Rock has signed a major, major deal with Spike TV, and The Rock is, of course, affiliated with the WWE. He's very loyal to them, and it just makes me wonder what is going on behind the scenes. But there's nothing out there that says anything right now, so I won't elaborate on that. TNA is come up with a new stage at Universal Studios. There also are reports that there will be live pay-per-view on cable TV for Slammiversary and Bound for Glory this year. And also, we're still talking about house shows that aren't going to be Impact shows, live house shows, I should say, possibly starting early as June. So these are a lot of good things that are going on within TNA. I will say this, going to a lot of the wrestling sites I go to, before they would put up, a headline, TNA spoilers for blah, 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 blah. Now a lot of the sites are really being screwed up, in my mind, for the fact they'll say TNA title change or, something else. And obviously it catches everybody's eyes, and that's why they click it. I don't like the spoilers, and I've said this on so many occasions. Um, I don't read them. I don't want to know. I want to go in on a Friday night and watch TNA Impact Wrestling and go in there not knowing what the results are going to be for matches. The same way with SmackDown on Thursday night. I don't really watch a lot of SmackDown because I watch WWE Raw on Monday nights, which obviously we all know is live. I watch NXT, um, and then I'll try to watch Lucha Underground, which I you know, will watch on a Saturday afternoon, which airs here in Connecticut on one of the Spanish channels. And, New Japan Pro Wrestling, sometimes I sort of forget. Ring of Honor, I will check out their shows. Um, Will Ring of Honor sign a deal with Spike TV? I would think it would be pretty hypocritical for Spike TV to sign with Ring of Honor. And if they do, then it goes to show you that there was a lot more going on between Spike and Dixie Carter than what we were revealed or what we knew. But I do honestly believe there is some sort of affiliation with Ring of Honor and WWE, because when WWE does grab talents, it's usually from Ring of Honor. And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of suspicious things going on in the back of my mind with WWE and Ring of Honor and Spike TV and The Rock and whatnot. But anyway, there's nothing out there to prove anything is actually true. So for now, I leave it at that. But so I'll watch Monday Night Raw tonight. And again, Brock Lesnar needs to confront Roman Reigns. And the bottom line is, if we don't see a Lesnar confrontation with Roman Reigns until their matchup at WrestleMania, this tells me an awful lot. And it also tells me an awful lot with the WWE that, you can shell out millions of dollars to a star and you let that star control you. And this wouldn't happen with a lot of superstars within the WWE. We did see it happen with CM Punk. That was on a rare occasion. But how often do we see it happen with anybody else? Anybody else that tried it would probably get booted out of the company. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions here on this Monday. Peace out, everybody. Again, check out the Frozen Choice Awards category, the description box below. And like I said, you can either personal message me on my Facebook, Jeffrey Rose, on Facebook, and cast your votes, or you can cast your votes according to the category number with, the person that you vote for. And once I do record it, I will delete that, and that would just, eliminate a lot of hassle for a lot of people. So we'll see y'all next time, everybody. Enjoy.